Hello and welcome to Detroit Performs. I'm your host, DJ Oliver, and today we're at the historic Howell Opera House, which just happens to be highlighted in our first segment. This opera house is bringing art to the community of Howell and has a very bright future ahead. Let's take a look.
It's a great venue, really. I love the stage behind us, the old opera house, the vibe on the whole thing.
It's a blessing to have this place.
This is a huge, important building. So many amazing people acted here and sang here.
It brings back this feel that we could have been here 50 years ago doing the same thing.
So to be able to walk into this building and feel what went on here and to walk in the people's footsteps that came before you, and there were thousands here, is a very special place, and it's very important, I think, to the history of this town, this county, and this state. The Opera House was built in 1881. The announcement for this beautiful building was made in December of 1880, and it was announced that two local builders by the names of Holmes and Hunter were going to bring us a first-class opera house to Howell. The need for it, I think, was great. We're in a perfect location for the trains and traveling down Grand River, and it's kind of a center for different cities all around us. It was also going to be a place where the community could gather.
It was basically a community center for the area, and it was upstairs. It wasn't in this room here. This room was usually used for retail, generally a hardware store. In fact, it was a hardware store up until we bought it in 2000.
The Opera House played a huge role in this community and Livingston County. Communities had no place to gather, so churches in those days did not have big fellowship halls. So they built these opera houses, and they used them for everything that went on in the city, from graduation commencements to it was a courthouse for a year while our courthouse was being finished. There was a 5th grade class that was held here for one winter because there wasn't room at the local school. And besides all the wonderful plays and the vaudeville acts that came here, even Barnum and Bailey Circus did trapeze acts on stage. So it was a very exciting place.
People would enter from the street and walk up the stairs and go to the different ticket offices, which were on either side on the main floor, and then they'd go on up to the balcony if that's where their seats were. But at one time, that space up there held 1,000 people, which when we finally get it finished, it's only going to be about 450. The Opera House closed in 1924 and closed by the fire marshal because at that time they had a lot of gas lighting and probably not the safest place. In fact, a lot of the opera houses in the state burned down, and that may have prompted the fire marshal to decide this was not a safe gathering place anymore. In 2000, the Opera House was purchased by the Livingston Arts Council. Jeff Stamm was the president at that time, and he was also a real estate agent.
He's seen here what needed to be opened and exposed for the community. Being that this building was literally locked up for 80 years, he knew what was up here and the potential.
And the upstairs was basically used for storage. That's why it's in such perfect condition right now, as far as nothing's been damaged, nothing's been stolen. It's just the way it was when it was closed, practically. And then in 2001, we purchased the building next door with the thought that the entire 2 buildings were needed for the complex as this is eventually going to be.
The mission of the Livingston Arts Council is to bring arts and culture to the people and to the youth of the communities in Livingston County and anybody else that would like to come in and use our building and be part of it. We hope to touch on the arts for everybody and include interest for everybody so people can come here and be a part of it and not have to think, oh, I don't like drawing, so I'm not going to come in, but yet they might like vocal recitals, or they might like a concert.
We have every kind of art that you can think of. We have performance art. We do a pop-up bistro, which is basically culinary arts. We've had comedians on the acoustic cafe stage. We've done contra dancing, and now we have a swing dance class here. We have an art class, and Of course, the visual arts, we've done movies, we've had children's theater here. We have a current art piece that has taken over the second floor, which is called Red, which is just a beautiful visual arts piece. There's a wide range of programs, and that draws a wide range of people.
I think that people, from children, they need this opportunity to realize that they can do things. They can draw, they can paint. They need to have that opportunity. And then I find through the years that as people get older, maybe they spend a lifetime of never doing anything artistic but always wanted to. And so this opens the door for them to come in.
I think it's a casual setting, so people feel it's theirs. They belong here. They can do what they want here.
It's really cool to see people working together. People working solo don't do as well as this. This is a great artistic blend here, and it's expanding because people want to reach out and do what they love.
I feel very much a part of this community, and as the artist, I think I know a major portion of them, and I'd like to make them feel comfortable here because they need that opportunity.
It is a community space, so when people come in, they feel that. They know that they can act up, joke with the performers at Acoustic Cafe, or help each other to dance.
And people are so excited about being able to teach a move to someone else. You'll see that all over the place. Someone will do something, someone will say, stop, show me that. How'd you do that? And everyone's excited to show their stuff. It's the great blend of the artistic side of things and just the great social atmosphere.
We're an all-volunteer organization. We're a 501c3. And in 2012, we ran a capital campaign.
We started Restore the Glory campaign, and we ended up collecting, through the generosity of this community, $658,000.
And at the end of this year, we'll have paid off our mortgage. And with that, something to stand on, we're going forward with the renovation of the second floor. We want to keep the building historically preserved, but we also want to rehabilitate it so that it can function as a performance arts space.
The plans are that we'll be able to open the building up for any type of event, and we'll be able to run 2 events at the same time, the first floor as well as the Opera House floor.
I think it's going to bring more businesses downtown, but I'd like to think it's going to be good for the rest of the communities around too. I'd like to think that we will become more of an arts community, that people will think of Livingston County as a destination for arts and culture.
I'm very excited to see the artists come into this building. I know personally, because I am an artist, that to be able to come to a place and be a part of a program, whether it's arts or just being here, what can do for your self-confidence, and the educational programs that we have here, the opportunity that they don't have every day.
The fact that this is in a community where people know that they can come and see quality music, and they continually bring in that quality music, and you build, a repertoire of musicians that come in, people know that they're coming. So it's great for the musician, it's great for the people, it's great for the venue.
I think the Opera House is doing wonderful work. I mean, they've been doing wonderful events for a number of years, and they just grow and grow with how much they provide for artists and for the community.
I think that art needs a leadership. I think it needs a direction. There's so many artists out there that don't know what to do, don't know where to go, and I think they need a home, and we hope to offer that here and have our doors open to everyone.
Be sure to look out for a half-hour special all about the Opera House coming up this season. You can learn more at DetroitPerforms.org.